Good evening, I'm Julie Chen.
Wake up, everybody!
But first,
I cannot. On my daughter's birthday. Disgusting. Anybody want cake?
I want to welcome you guys all to my big brother funeral.
Can't find an individual to hate because I hate you all.
Welcome to Not Game, All Personal. Hey, we are a Big Brother podcast here to talk about all things Big Brother, more specifically the events of this past week. I'm Nathan. This is Tony. What's up, Tony?
Hi, Nathan. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, why you say that sounds sarcastic. Either it's not nice to see me or you're not seeing me. And I know which one of those is true, so.
Pleased that no matter what, one of your people was going home this week. I got him. And
How
three
did this
of mine
happen?
Are still left.
How did we go into last week, three of your people on the block, we go into this week, initially just one of my people, and then, yeah, it was going to be a lose-lose. I was really banking on Kelly going home tonight, not only for that, also just for the sake of, like, I'm kind of over Kelly, which I was never on her. I think I've been consistent in that, but
She
I
at
don't
least
love
stirs
these
the pot
results.
to some capacity, I would say. Like she's
That's
definitely
valid.
causing drama. She's not a good game player. She doesn't really seem to have allies, except for maybe Keanu. But
What do
she
you
stirs
mean?
the
Her
pot
and
and makes
Vince.
Rachel mad, and that's
Final
always a treat.
two.
Yeah, but she's not. He forgot about it. That's not a thing.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, what a week. I don't even know where to start. I guess we can kind of start from the top where we last left off. It was the wall comp. Vinny wins HOH, which I don't know, once again, like, best case scenario for a good, entertaining week.
He had to. Like, he was screwed no matter what direction it feels like. I don't know. Maybe if somebody in, like, what's the name of their new alliance?
The judges?
The judges. Maybe they wouldn't have gone for him, but I definitely think they would have.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we will know if, like, okay, so Rachel couldn't be HOH this week, obviously, because she was last week. But, like, is she actually going to keep him safe moving forward? I don't know. She might be more likely now, but I think we'll never know. And from her perspective, like, she absolutely would. And so I think, like, I don't know, him winning, I think, it's like the funniest scenario of any of the judges because, one, I think he's just kind of like this big crybaby that I find really entertaining now, where he just, like, mopes around because, like, I got too much power. Oh, no. Like, and it's just so funny.
So many people do that, but that's fair.
I think it's like the way he wears his, like, hoodie and beanie, and he's just, like, crying in the corner with it, like, I don't know what it is about him. I just, like, I find it so amusing. And then the fact that he has so many allies consistently turning on them, whether it's being HOH, whether it's blindsiding them with votes, he just cannot help but take every ounce of power he has. And I don't want to say, like, use it incorrectly because he's obviously still in the game and not doing, like, bad, but it's just so sloppy and I'm so addicted to it.
He had a group of people lined up. Like Keanu, Kelly, Lauren, Catherine, and Riley were all people that were, like, on his side. Maybe not directly, but, like, they were all together. They were all voted together, were supposed to multiple times. I don't understand why he feels the need to appease Rachel. Like, why being on Rachel's side is so important to him. It doesn't really make sense to me. I guess he just doesn't want to be her number one target. And I can see that a little bit. Like, his decision this week to not put her up, I can see the logic of, like, all right, Rachel's definitely going after those two before she's going after me. And so if I don't put her up, that's the least blood on my hands. But I just don't understand.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just the fact that she's a returning player and people just value that so highly. But, like, that's a big threat. I don't know. What are we doing here?
I think if I have to, like, overanalyze him, which I will, I think, one, I think he's just an indecisive person. I think just
Yeah.
naturally, like, and I feel like that's kind of why him and Lauren bond, because like her HOH was like very similar. It's like, what do we do? I don't
Mhm.
know. Like, we don't got options. There's no, it's like you gotta just do it. Where compare that to
And
like
people
Rachel's
pleasers, probably
HOH.
that combination.
That was number two. That was literally going to be
Oh,
my
sorry.
number
So
two
sorry.
point.
So
No, no,
sorry.
no. That's great. That's perfect. I'm glad you agree. And I think like because Rachel is someone who is so decisive, and her gameplay is just like, I'm gonna do it, and I don't care. Like whatever, love me, hate me. This is what I'm gonna do. And Vince is just like, I don't know if he wants to pick the path of like the least amount of resistance. And
Mhm.
I think Rachel was the biggest obstacle in that, whereas she was the only one openly throwing him out there, being like, I'm targeting you, you're a threat. And so I feel like in his people pleaser side, he wants to overcome that and like get her approval. And it's, I think maybe she's a vet, that could be part of it, but I think like she was one of the few people in the house that like didn't want to work with him, and I don't know if he knows how to handle having enemies in the game or outside of life. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how many people are just really great at having enemies? I don't know about me. I don't think. I think I would be
I think
similar to him
Rachel's
because
probably pretty good.
yeah, that's true. That's one. I yeah, I don't know. Maybe I see him and I identify with that because I'm a pretty big people pleaser, and in a game like this, the people pleasers generally fall to the middle, and then those are the people who have to make the decisions which way everybody goes. And if you're not, yeah, it's just a a disaster kind of situation for him where it's like he just gets put in these awful situations where you're picking through between two people who you really want to work with, Morgan and Riley. You got to pick. And I don't think Morgan is the incorrect choice if it's just those two, but the outside politics are so much more complicated. And so, yeah, he's just I'm not giving him a pass because he's been put in difficult situations because I think it's the way he's played the game that has put him in these difficult situations. And also just having power is naturally going to make enemies. You can't
Hmm.
please everybody. Everybody's not going to volunteer to go up every time, which is like what he expected of Kelly, which is crazy at this point of the game. It's crazy that she did it the first time, to be fair. But it's
Yeah.
crazy to
Uh-huh.
expect it now after actively voting against the opposite of her.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's where it's like I think I would have a little bit more respect for his game if he would just own it and be like, look, I voted against you. We're on different sides now. And I get that's like easier said than done, especially when you're like living with people. But the fact that like he wants to blindside them, he wants to nominate them.
Well, he tried to warn like Keanu to not blindside. Like he's even like doing that
Yeah.
kind of stuff
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
almost doesn't even help.
No, and I think that's I think what rubs a lot of people the wrong way, where it's like, again, compare that to Rachel's game, who I like is I think the great example of being the polar opposite. Like she
Hmm.
rubs people the wrong way, but she owns up to it, and then Keanu's just kind of like, all right, it is what it is, let's go, and sometimes they'll work together, sometimes they won't, but I think people sometimes have more respect for when you're straight up. I mean, like that's literally why Paul lost season 19 is
Yeah.
because he didn't own his game, and I don't know, I think like Vince could run into that if he keeps this up, but I don't know. Like if this judge's alliance is legit, he might have another 2-3 weeks, depending on who wins HOH.
Yeah, I think the only person like I don't think Keanu's gonna go for the only person I really think would go for him is Kelly at this point in the house, right? Can you think
Maybe, and
maybe
she
I
might
don't
even
know.
go for Rachel over him.
Mickey might go for him. Well, I'm not even sure what Mickey would do.
That's a great point. Yeah, and that's the thing where it's like this decision between like Rachel and Catherine, when we're talking about like who should I read, because I feel like that was a big plot line this week of like a lot of people very subtly fighting for each option, and in my mind, I think like Rachel would have been very dramatic about it, and that so like maybe Catherine was the better option, but I'm like either way, I don't know if your threat level is going to rise that much by these options because there's so many people involved, and
Mm-hmm.
like yes, the people like Keanu and Kelly might be mad at you because you didn't nominate Rachel, but they're going to be more mad at Rachel. So in my mind, Rachel's still a bigger threat level than Vince is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably fair. He's I want to like him, but he's just so messy of a player. And yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm drawn to him and want to root for him, but he makes it really hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of in the camp of I am very grateful he is on this season. I
Yeah.
almost like this you won't like this comparison. I view him almost similar to like Angela last year. Not that their games are similar, but it is such a messy game that I can't root for it in the sense of like I hope he wins because like I don't hope he wins, but I want him to stay as long as possible because the moves that he is doing is like causing interesting dynamics. And
Mm-hmm.
I say it all the time, like that is one of my that's one of the biggest things I value in these reality shows.
Yeah, and I think I said last week, this is the first time that I've really fully. I think it's because I'm not rooting for everybody. I think I've talked to like a couple people who are Big Brother fans. They're like, I just can't find anybody in this cast to root for, and I'm almost enjoying it even more because I can just enjoy the car accident that is this season. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
just can't look away at just the sloppiness. I mean, having a conversation and not making sure that there aren't people in the beds, crazy move. Um, just like the big scene between the Rachel and Kelly stuff, and the Rachel like dumped out her White Claw or something. I don't know if they showed that in the episode. I don't think they did, but like after that, she like
Yeah.
dumped out a White Claw just so Kelly couldn't have it. Like just awful, just awful in a social game where you want to earn votes. Everybody sucks.
Mhm.
Everyone.
Yeah, no, I completely
Except for
agree.
probably Will and Ashley somehow, and I don't like it, but it's those two kind of.
It's true. It's true. I think like I honestly like if I had to rank them on like I don't know. But I think it's like almost like it's positioning, it's game awareness. I think it's like control. I don't know, like that's not usually a word I would throw out there, but I think there's a lot of people that are making moves, but they have such a lack of control when it comes to like their emotions or their social, where it's like Will and
Okay,
Ashley are at least
control in
like
that way.
yes. What do you think I meant? Like control the
I thought
game?
you meant like control of the game, which I think there's to
Oh,
an extent that's
sure.
true. But I was like, I don't know if they're like running the show. I think part of it though, when I think about it, they just haven't had power. Like, are they just in the background and seem like they're playing a great game because they haven't actually had to make a meaningful decision yet?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the other person I would maybe throw up there right now, I don't even know, like potentially Ava, but I think maybe it's the power thing. Like maybe because she was HOH, like I view her threat level a little, like I think she would be targeted before Ashley and Will, and I think it is like it's kind of a bummer now she's known as the person that everyone likes, so once that's on you, like
Yeah.
people are going to be remembering that when it gets to the final three. Um,
And people thought
yeah,
about her this week. They really did think about like, oh, if it's Ava still, like no one wants to take her out. Is that an issue? And I like that,
hmm
like, I know they didn't do it, but like, you have to think that way. It's like, oh, weird. No one wants to take this shot. Maybe that's an issue.
especially if you are a person that Kelly or Catherine would not target. I think
Yeah.
like that is the valid point where it's like these are both my allies, but more people want Kelly out, so like that's going to be an easy toss up if one of them wins power again next week. Um, yes, I don't know. Ava's game is interesting, but yeah, I definitely think Ashley and Will are probably like best position, best out of the fight, which is like
They definitely have, if they get nominated, they have people that they could easily nominate and it would be boring, but they wouldn't step on toes.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fascinating. No, I do. Did you see this week Ashley had a camera talk on the live feeds?
Oh, I didn't see it. No.
Oh, okay. I will send you this clip when we're done. I'm not going to be able to recite it perfectly, but essentially, and a lot of people are debating how legit this is. She essentially broke character and said it's really hard playing this dumb in this house. Like she is like she is putting on, and I'm not exaggerating. Like when this was like the first time she's ever done this. Like I'm talking, she was in a room alone talking to us, the live feeders, and her voice and her tone of like it was different. And so a lot of people are like either that was a bit or like there's something there. She said that she like studied people like Hillary Banks from the Fresh Prince, of like who's like a very likable person that people are.
Interesting.
And I'm like, if that, because like she is a lawyer, you know, like if there's something to that, I mean, this is one of the best Big Brother players we've ever seen. So
What?
just something to look out for. Something to
Something
look
to
out
look
for.
out for. I'll take it as that. Why? The diary room is our view into how you're playing this game.
Yeah,
so
but
if you're
that's
not
the
revealing that-
producers trying to. I don't
I
know.
know, but you could give us a piece of that. Like I don't want to be manipulated by the diary room. I want to know what you're actually thinking. I want to know what's actually going on. I want to know if you're actually as delusional as you seem. And even if it's just a couple times. Like I understand playing up the character, saying the things that they want you to say, but there are moments where you can be like, definitely don't think this. Definitely doing this. You know what I mean? Or like lay out your
Sure.
game, and ideally they'd show that to us.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I don't know. That's the show that they're going to give us. I'll have to see it. That's very interesting.
I'll try to find it, and I might be. I don't remember it well enough, and it was very short and small, and it was I don't know, but it happened. And
What if the shower
again,
was intentional?
well, I think that's the question, because it's like in order for like, I mean, basically her to stay in character for like 2 months now, like she literally would have to be the greatest Big Brother player of all time. So my guess is it's probably somewhere in the middle, and like maybe she is a little more like this persona she's putting on than she likes to admit, you know, and maybe she
Yeah.
wants to believe. But I do think there probably is a level where she's a much better player. Because, like, we do see glimpses of that. Like, every read she has is correct. She's
great
never
reads.
she's never wrong about, like, positioning or, like, people's actual intentions. And outside of week one, she's never, like, been in danger, even when there are people who
Yeah.
probably should put her up, if nothing else, as a pawn. So I don't know. I'm like, I've never been out on her, but like every single week that passes, I'm like, is it Ashley? Is Ashley gonna be the sleeper that like could kick it in? Because I'm like, I do think she would have what it takes to make a decent move or stir that pot if she gets power.
Yeah, that's fair. And like maybe she is telling us her game in her reads and the way that she's a diary room yeller. And so immediately that makes me think you lose like 50 IQ points when you're just screaming to me in the diary room. I'm trying to go through too quickly through that word, and so I keep saying it wrong. Diary room. There we go. Maybe that's possible. Like that, you could be a great player, but you're yelling at me and just like over the top, and so I just dismiss you immediately, and that's not fair. So I don't know. I'll take a look. I'll see if there's something to it. But yeah,
Right.
there's also the concept of like realizing how you're perceived, maybe, and then being like, "Oh yeah, I meant to do that," and it's like, no one's that good. I don't believe anyone's that good to go 2 months without breaking it all. Like I just can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think of like a good example of that. I know like Tyler kind of tried a version in season 20, but it was
Yeah.
more so like with preseason, and I think he did a lot of it. Like he played up the dumb surfer bro more so to
Mhm.
get like cast on the show.
Mhm.
And he kind of did that a little bit, you know, but obviously it
Just
didn't
certain
last the
people,
entire
and
season.
then obviously, but he would cook with other people.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I was just trying to think like, are there examples of like other people really doing it? But it's just it feels like such an impossible task, because if you do make it to the end, that's like 3 months of nonstop committing. And even like psychologically, what would that do to you if you like went 3 months straight of just purposely acting like someone else?
Would you put Derek in that category potentially?
Potentially, I think that's an
It's different for
example.
sure, but that might be one of
Yeah.
the closer examples.
Yeah, I mean, like the hiding your career we see often, but I think like with him, because like he wore like certain clothes, right, to like make himself appear like
Yeah,
more
once he was in there, he
relatable or
dressed
younger.
younger and
Mm-hmm.
talked like he was like he used the skills from that job, which is like ingratiating yourself into a group and being undercover and being like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think I wonder if that was probably more like just bringing out certain parts of his personality and like
Hmm.
emphasizing that. And I don't know, because yeah, again, like it was a lot more like the group integration and stuff. That's it's probably a little different, but that's a good example. Um, yeah, let's go Ashley. People need to root for Ashley.
Nah,
Too loud in the DR.
not doing it.
What else do you want to talk about? I'm feeling flexible
I
tonight.
want to talk about Mickey.
Let's do it.
Boy, what a fall from grace. Like she wasn't in like a phenomenal position, but like people trusted her, people wanted to play with her. And now she just feels like she's a main target for everyone. She's burning every bridge that she has around her. And I think this week specifically, we just saw a really nasty side to her where she's just like like attacking people, not just like as game players. And I think it was in the probably the second episode after the nominations, the veto
Mm-hmm.
episode. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like that's just really mean spirited. Like it's a game. Like take it easy. And really turned me off from her in general. So I want to get your thoughts on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, TV
Not
wise, I
that I
love
cared,
it.
but
You know,
yeah.
it's. No, I think it's. I think when I talk about like controlling your game, I think she's probably the opposite of that, where it's like
Mm,
you had good placement, you had good allies, you had power. Remember, she stole an HOH from Riley,
yeah.
right? And everything that she was given in this game, she has messed up. I think like that's kind of like
Yeah.
that just sums it all up. And I think a lot of it is just like this lack of I mean literally lack of control, like controlling what you do with those things. And I think a lot of it like is, maybe her emotions are just like I don't know, like obviously you're going to hate people when you live with them and that stuff's going
Hmm.
to come up, but it's like I do think that's like really starting to affect her game and other people are seeing it. But yeah, I mean for the sake of like TV, I was kind of happy she won veto. Like let's
Yeah.
keep her in there and uh
Catherine was a win to go home because she might have become more interesting had she stuck around, but it was just her and Riley, and so her story was done. So her going was great because now we just still have everything ahead of us.
yeah. No,
So
I kind of agree. I was kind of holding on hope cuz like she has attempted to play the game. Like
yeah.
she hasn't fallen into like what a lot of showmances fall into. But I think you're probably right, where it's like Mickey going this week would have been pretty devastating. And even like Kelly or Ava, I
Hmm.
don't know, like Ava's not really contributing a lot to like the drama of the television show, but I I think she is a more interesting person. Uh, yeah, so I don't know. I think it was the best case scenario. And what do we have? One more week until jury? Is that true? Because there's
It's
10
got to
people
be soon,
left.
right? One, two.
Well, there's 10 people left, and they're now at a 7-person jury.
Yeah,
So after next week, we will have our
it's a lot
jury.
of people pre-jury, like 17, and then
Yeah,
8 of them don't make juries. Crazy.
yeah, that actually is a lot. So now's your chance to get out who you don't want in the jury. Which I will
Yeah.
say, I feel like they've been talking about that a lot more this season. I don't remember previous seasons them focusing in on that aspect as much, where it feels like every conversation is like, do we want them in the jury or do we want them get them out now?
Hmm. And there's also Yeah, there's that piece where they're talking about like, oh, we want like a few weeks ago they were talking Rachel, we want her in the jury because we think she'll vote based on gameplay. I think it's an important thing to do because we've talked about before this game, and it shifted my perspective on the game over the years. Like it's just about getting votes, and you forget that you get to choose who the voters are.
Yeah.
Like it's oh, what's it called? At the beginning of a trial, you have like jury selection. It's what it is. That's what these first couple weeks are. Is it's just jury selection. You're going, you know what? I'm going to nominate this person because I don't think they should be in the jury. I think they're racist. Game on. That's how it goes. That's jury
Why
selection.
why
No one's
Big Brother is casting racists? Who knows? It
Who
happens,
knows,
I
but
guess.
It's part of jury selection. You know what I mean?
I mean, hey,
Uh,
we did get a slur thrown out there 2 years ago on the
That's
pre-jury.
true. That's true. But
That did happen.
He was fine. Everything was fine. He was cool. They misedited him. I had an extra D there.
Yeah, Jared said it was
Um,
cool, right?
Yeah, Jared thought it was sick.
Corey's the one who shouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah, what are we doing, man? Why are you just getting him out like that? The other interesting piece that I think I see with this jury stuff is like Keanu is scheming to try to get. I think a couple people are just trying to get Rachel out, but trying to make sure that they're not the person to get Rachel out. I think partially for jury purposes, for when they're at final two, because they think she'll sway the vote so much. But like she's like a casting agent, and I wonder how much that benefits her in that like, oh, I don't want to be the one to get Rachel out because then like if you're trying to be an influencer of some sort, like Rachel could help you, but if you get her out, she might not help. I wonder how
Like
much that is
post-show?
impacting these people. Yeah, post show.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, perhaps. I guess like that is just. I mean, it's just an interesting power dynamic, because like someone
Mhm.
who is clearly so established in the Big Brother community, whether it be alumni or fan, like she is still very active with
Mhm.
watching. She tweets about, you know what I mean? Like this isn't someone like this isn't like Dan Giesling who like doesn't even watch the show anymore. Like she is very active within the world, and so like I do think that could play into it, even if it's just like subconscious of you burn a bridge with the first Big Brother alumni that you meet. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like it is an interesting power dynamic, which typically makes these seasons not as fun. Like that is why that is the case, but I don't know. My thing is like if you want Rachel on the jury so bad, you have to assume that she's going to vote based on game. Like I don't see her being a bitter juror. So I don't know. Like I would assume she's the type of player that you get her out, it's your move, you get the credit. Like, will she be upset? Absolutely, but like, I don't see her taking it like personally at the end of the day.
Really?
Yeah, like
I feel like she's textbook taking it personally, and
like
I
you
think there's a
think
chance that she doesn't. I think it depends who does it. Like I think if it's somebody that she just like, if Keanu gets her out now and they have this beef, I think she would hold it against him.
I don't think
You've never
she
seen her in a
would.
jury, right?
Was she not on in 12?
No, because she came in as the punishment. They wouldn't do that with a juror, I don't think.
I don't know. I think she was. Am I
Let me
making that up?
check.
Yeah, you check. Yeah, I don't know. I just like don't think. And
It's a
I
crazy
think
thing to do with a juror.
bringing them in.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did
Bring
that.
them
Or
back into the
no.
house to see the dynamics when they're out.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Either way, I just don't think she's like that type of person. I think that's mostly due to like
She
what I
voted for
know about
Lane.
her. She did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I might have to go back and see. I could be incorrect here,
Yeah. Yeah.
but my read on her, and this is mostly just from like following her outside of the Big Brother world as well. Because like I don't know, she's like big into reality TV, so like I can't imagine her taking it that personal because she's been burned by so many people so many times.
she's the I don't know. I was gonna say she's the textbook person to take it personally, but then I think of Big Brother 12 when she catches Brittany with like her hair extensions and just like, oh, that's so funny, and like jumps in. So I think I I could see it going both ways. I don't think she's like every single time it's gonna go a certain way. You know what I mean?
I think I view that side of her more as like a persona, though. I think she takes it personally in the sense of like she's gonna make a scene and she's gonna call you out and she's gonna like shoot you straight, you know? Like, I mean, she said it this week where it's like she hates this new era of like Big Brother fake nice. But at the end of the day, I think when the season's wrapped up, I don't think she's gonna hold anything against you. I could be wrong though.
Yeah,
Guess we'll find out, huh?
we will find out.
It's not like we
will
have
find out.
multiple seasons to find out how she is with her castmates.
No, couldn't be us. Couldn't be us.
Although I do
There's-
know her and Danny are not on good terms, but I don't think anyone's on good terms with Danny.
Danny.
Donato.
Okay, that's who I thought you meant. Just making sure. There's
What
one
other
player
Danny
that
is
I want
there?
to ask you about.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
All right. I want to ask you about Morgan. I want to know what you think about
Ah.
Morgan at this point.
Is this where we talk about the comments Vince's girlfriend has had?
Do we need to talk about that?
I don't know. She's making comments on Instagram about it, so we
Yeah,
don't have
that
to.
sucks. That sucks. For those of
as,
you that don't know,
uh,
that are listening, she accused him of emotionally cheating with Morgan, basically.
I don't think I saw
Um,
that one.
Oh, that's what I was. That was my understanding. What did you
I've
see?
seen a couple. I just saw one because I think some people this week. Well, I mean, one, a lot of people were spectating on like Vince and Morgan are getting really close, you know, and then Vince's Instagram, like overnight, a bunch of posts got unarchived, and they were all posts of him and his girlfriend. So like, if you don't know how Instagram works, like you archive a post, it still exists,
yeah,
but
yeah.
no one sees it, blah blah blah, right? She unarchived like a bunch of posts, and it was all of like them together. So kind of like just put it publicly out there, hey, we're still together. And then people, I think, had the assumption that like, well, maybe she like allowed him to like flirt for game, right? Like because like it's not like they're not making out or anything, right? I think they're hugging a lot and cuddling a bit.
That's just like, okay. I don't want to dismiss it because you never know.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Tell us your
That's just
opinion
like
on
big. That's just like Big Brother cult. Like everybody hugs everybody a ton in the Big Brother house.
Uh-huh.
They get cuddly, and I'm not saying it's okay. If I was dating somebody, I wouldn't cuddle with people. I wouldn't hug I'd be like a little. I'd have some space, but like that's just kind of the nature of it. There was a whole thing about Kelly not getting a hug from Rachel, and that meaning that Rachel was mad, and
I
then she
loved
just
it.
decided to confront it there, which was weird. We'll talk about that in a minute if you want, but like that's just kind of how it is in this house. And
Yes.
does that dismiss it? No. Can she be upset with how he's handling himself? Absolutely. But I don't know. I haven't seen the clip. I don't know. I haven't seen that much of like him flirting. So that's my perspective. But I haven't seen that much. So that's fair.
I think it's mostly just the extensive hugs that people, because then so some people pointed out, but like he has a girlfriend, this is weird, and then other people replied and been like, well, it's Big Brother, so maybe he has a past to like flirt, and there's a line, and that was one of her comments. His girlfriend in real life commented on Instagram, was like, definitely doesn't have a pass, like he's not allowed to do this. It was like, ooh, and then she said something else like he'll have to face the consequences when he gets out. So that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that sucks.
But can you imagine winning the $750,000 and then you see your girlfriend for the first time? You're like, I won. And she's like, we're done.
Yeah.
It'd be tough.
I mean, this week, I feel like in response to that, they made a point to show when they were doing like, they're like, oh, let's all compliment each other circle. Whoever was complimenting him was like, whenever you talk about whatever her name is, like you just light up. And they had like this moment where they talked about how much he talks about her. And I feel like it was genuinely because of that. And it was Big Brother like trying to kind of have his back.
Yeah, could be. That also caused some drama with whoever was complimenting him Rachel poured a glass of wine during that and rolled her eyes, and that Kelly
Yeah.
didn't like that, which
Oh yeah, that was the start of it, and then that's when she went. Yeah, and that at some point she dumped out the White Claw, that because Kelly likes White Claws, so she dumped it out so Kelly couldn't have it.
and then
It's just
Kelly
Rachel being
said,
dramatic.
"Can I have a
and
hug?"
sloppy, because if you watch Rachel, she was for sure rolling her eyes and
Yeah.
she was for sure doing what Kelly called her out for. But she's Rachel, and so she's going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm perfect. I've never done anything wrong. When it opened up the episode from Sunday, and she was like, man, I just had the best HOH week that anybody's ever had. I got out a big threat and was like, just talking up everything that happened. I was like, I don't think it was that great. Like, what? That was a mess. I don't know what you're talking about. It was a weird thing where she was just so proud of what she had done and just
the
talking it up.
fact that it led to Vince not nominating her, I think that's kind of a win, don't you think?
But I don't think Riley was only a threat because he's good at competitions. That's how they view threats. It feels like exclusively in the house.
Well,
guess
that's also
everybody
like
liked him.
modern Big Brother, you know. I think
Yeah,
people
I
are
just-
terrified of Jag's season, and that's
Being like,
like
oh, I got this massive person out, and it's
Mhm.
like you got Riley out. Like that's not anything huge. But hey, you're probably right. There's probably a little bit to it, but there's just so much overconfidence where it's like, you can't fool me. I watched it. I watched the like really awful moments that you had in there. You just can't do this to me.
I will say
I don't need
I
you to say. Move on.
think she has had one of the best HOHs this season. The only one I would say is better is Ava. I think Ava's HOH, great. Got out Zach, you know, didn't cause any enemies. I mean, Vince put her up this week, so I guess like there's that. But like outside of that, like Rachel's probably number 2, you know?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Who else is there? You got Mickey, who sends Jimmy home. You got Lauren, who got Adrian out. Who was
Yeah,
week
those are
2?
great. What's the problem?
I don't even remember who was week 2.
Vince at least nominated Zay initially the first time.
Yeah, that's true, but like everything else that came with that was not not clean.
Ava nominated Zach. I think that's the big thing. All these people, it's always the replacement nom.
So
And I
is
think
that
that
what
makes
you
it
do you value that as like it's a better HOH if your initial nomination goes home?
I think if you're targeting somebody at the beginning of the week and that's the person you're going for and they go home, that's probably the most successful HOH you could have. Obviously, there's politics within the house that could make that different. Like if it comes out that somebody was stabbing you in the back, so you nominate them, or it was a backdoor plan. But I don't think anybody's had a legitimate backdoor plan.
So if
that
your
I've
target
seen.
changes from your initial nominations, is that not seen as like good, or do you view that as like you want the initial target to stay the same target?
I think it's a situation by situation case, but if you're just nominating 3 people and then not getting any of them out, you just got 3 people mad at you.
Yes,
For
I would
nothing,
just say
you know?
in her situation,
I'm also just trying to take credit away from her, so shut up and quit arguing.
2 of those people, Morgan and Vince, like yes, they were her initial targets, but by the end of the week, she got an alliance with them, and now they're protecting her. Like Morgan went to bat for her, so like I don't
No,
know.
frick Rachel. Cut it out.
I
I'm not
feel
gonna
like
give
it
you
was a
this.
good
Frick
week
Rachel.
because
No.
she was already a
Her.
target, and in fact, the number 1 person that was targeting her, Vinny, didn't. You know, like I think it was a good week. I'm sorry.
No, frick
I'm on her
Rachel. She
side.
sucks. I'm not giving it to you.
Okay, we gotta go back to Morgan because that's what you initially asked me on, and we just went way off.
Yeah, you did. You couldn't not talk about Rachel. You love her so much.
I do. I mean, I will say, I think I really
say.
regret. I think she's playing a good game. I do. I don't like. Is it sloppy at some points? Yeah. Is she Rachel? Yeah. But I think it's good. If she wins this season, I would be more than happy to crown her as the first 2-time winner. I would. I'm just saying it.
That's too bad.
I got nothing against her. But Morgan,
What do you think of Morgan?
I think it's just another example of like she is playing so hard, and she is playing like the most game, and I just really enjoy it. Like that's kind of like the I feel like I'm saying that with all these players, but because like in some ways like she has these moments where I think she has good reads, and I think like especially when it's like protecting Rachel this week, like that was probably good for like both her and Vince, and I'm glad she like was able to help push it that way a little bit. And I think it's like really funny watching the dynamic of like her and Lauren both fighting over Vince's attention, and and like not fully understanding like he's kind of playing both of you in different ways.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really hope she sticks around just because I think she is a almost like a very exaggerated player, if that makes sense. Where it's like you have certain players that like they have the reads and they have the relationships, so they'll just kind of sit back. She seems like active in every single week, and
Mhm.
I don't know. I think that's good for this season.
I think it's good for the season. I don't know if it's good for her, but yeah, that's
No,
fair.
no. I mean,
It's entertaining.
well, what do you think about her? You don't think she's I mean, I'm not saying she's a strong player. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't know if there's anybody that like I don't know. I guess Will maybe, probably Ashley a little bit, and definitely Vince. Vince is like working with her for sure. But I don't think she's high on a lot of these people's like list of people that they want around her that they're working with a lot. I think she just happens to be close enough to people that are in power, but like she's gotten herself on the block. I guess just the once, but yeah, it's just a sloppy game, and she isn't as well connected as some of these people seem to be. At least not that I've seen. Maybe I've missed things or there's been things on the feeds, but I definitely am glad she's there. I'm definitely glad that she stayed instead of Riley last week. She makes things more interesting. She's someone for Mickey to just like go off on, not unfairly, but like control yourself a little bit maybe. But no, Mickey just went off.
Yeah, I almost think it's because she put way too much effort initially into was it the Melting Pot Alliance? Like her,
Yeah.
Zach, Vince, and Mickey.
And that was
And
great for her. That alliance was great for her.
it was until Zach went home and then Mickey just kind of became Mickey. So I think like that just she's trying to recover
Until
from that
yeah.
because I don't know. It just like I think she wanted this like two sides of the house. Here's my secret alliance within this side of the house, and the fact that
Hmm.
this season has been so fluid, and you kind of need a little bit of a relationship with everyone. I just don't think she put in that effort with everyone, and I don't
Hmm.
know if she's adjusting. I don't even know if she realizes that that's her problem, but I think that's kind of what her problem is.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, she was so focused on that group, and also it was split into two like subgroups, which was her and Mickey, and then her, Zach, and Vince were like the two groups. But Mickey was too jealous that she was spending a ton of time with Vince and Zach. Like it just the dynamics within that group of four were not good. And it was very much trying to get her like attention, be like, oh, she's spending time with them, so she must not trust me. And yeah, it's just everybody's messy. And when you're with a bunch of people who are messy, you're gonna be a part of a messy game.
Yeah, that's true.
What if Zay was gonna be like the mastermind of this season who just didn't make mistakes, and we just because they thought he might have been the person, the saboteur or whatever. Now he's gone forever.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of like, was it the was that guy's name the mastermind, the mask guy? Are
Yeah,
we are we ever going back to that? Is
I'm sure
that
they'll mention it at some point. Usually they give some because remember with was it Jinky?
Ainsley and then Janky? It was Janky Week.
Janky. Janky week because they like killed Janky. Remember there was like a really weird like death thing for Janky, and Ainsley came back.
Yeah, but
Like
this season
they try to tie up the narrative that they're like doing.
it just doesn't even feel like they started with a narrative here. It was
They
literally
tried
like
to.
2 weeks, and because like, what did the mastermind even do after week 1? I don't remember.
Yeah, I guess not
Whatever.
much.
It doesn't matter.
No.
And the fact that like nobody cared. Like, I don't think they talked about it in the house once. Like, who was the mastermind? Do you think it was Amy? I don't know. Like, nobody cares. Nobody noticed. Nobody like it. The whole thing is irrelevant.
I think one of them mentioned it at some point recently. I remember something being like, "Oh, terrorized by a mastermind all summer" or something like that. And they were probably fed that line in the diary room. Like, there's no chance that was a real thing that they thought.
Yeah, I mean the competition's kind of been like on theme, which I will say I actually really like this veto competition this week. I thought it was very fun. Cause like
Yeah, I really liked it too.
I feel like, have we played a game like that? Oh, what was the Skull game? Right? Was
Yeah,
it
it's
just called
similar to Skull. Yeah.
Because I mean it was
Or
just like
Cockroach
a
Poker. It's closer to Cockroach Poker if you remember playing that.
yeah. Because it's like basically like a yes or no. Like, am I lying or telling the truth? It's 50-50,
Yeah.
and it's all based on. So it's like it's really fun, and I think it's like I don't know. I think I've said this a million times, but anytime a competition can like integrate social dynamics as well, and so even
Mhm.
paying attention to like who am I targeting? Let me see if I can actually read them lying. And I'll say it's extra fun because someone like Will, who wanted to throw this week, rightfully so,
Mhm.
couldn't just throw it because you're still playing the same game. You're still
Yeah.
trying to read them. Um, and if you're
It's
bad
like
at
rock
reading
paper
them,
scissors. It's just as
exactly.
hard to
Yep.
win as it is to lose.
Yep. Exactly. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it was like one of the few competitions where I'm actually like invested. Like, oh, are they lying? Are they telling the truth?
Mhm.
Then of course they have the theatrics where I'm whatever about. It's just so
They were
Big
kind of
Brother.
fun, like playing along. Like, all right, that it was fine.
Yeah. Would you have a big dramatic death like they did?
Depends how into it I was. Like, if I was like, if everybody was and like people were eating it up and enjoying it of the other house guests, then I'd play along. But
Yeah.
I also might be too cool for it. You know me.
I'd be too cool for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, you would.
Who else do we got to talk about?
I think we covered all the major ones, and everybody else we like talked about enough for me at least. Is there anybody else you wanted to hit?
Not really. I mean, like, I got questions about Keanu, but I don't have any like takes on him. I just want to see what he's gonna do next because I never know.
I
That's
like
all.
him against Rachel more than I like him solo.
Yeah, no, that's true. I like that he has purpose.
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Who do you think this coming week is best case scenario for HOH?
Ooh, for
That
like
is
entertainment?
just interesting dynamics. Could be entertainment. Could be like,
Mickey.
yeah. No, I think that's probably true. I wouldn't mind a just like random Will or Ashley just to get them in the mix a little more. Like give them a little bit of a threat level.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
I
think
think
they'd keep it too simple. That's my only concern.
you think they just do like Keanu, Kelly, and a third.
Yeah. I think be Keanu, Kelly, and Lauren, probably.
Sure. I think
Oh, no, Keanu, Kelly, and they wouldn't put Mickey up, I don't think. Yeah, Lauren.
I think Morgan could be fun
Mm-hmm.
only because of like her style of play. But I think it's like in this weird thing because there's part of me that like I kind of just want to see Kelly go, and just like the fact that she's been nominated almost every week, it's like not exciting. But I also would love to see big targets go after big targets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of torn.
I
But
do want to say, I was about to say, Kelly winning an HOH.
mm,
I don't know what. I think Rachel would go on the block. I think anybody that would put Rachel on the block interests me because nobody's done it. She's the only one in the house that hasn't touched the block yet. I'm pretty sure. And I think her going on the block will
yeah.
absolutely cause chaos. Kelly in
Lauren.
jail is a mess, and so she'll cause chaos.
Lauren hasn't touched the block, right?
She hasn't.
I don't think so. I'm just going off memory. If you got a chart to
Yeah.
prove me
Oh
wrong.
yeah, you might be right. No, she. Oh no, she won that veto. Hey, good pull, good pull. But like, who wants Lauren to touch the block? Rachel would be much more interesting. Yeah, I think Kelly would be a fun one, and maybe
Yeah.
Keanu since he's pissed at Rachel already.
I think Keanu would be more fun because, like Kelly, I think Vince is an obvious number 2. Keanu, it's like, who else does he target? And then
Mhm.
if Rachel gets herself off the block, him having to come up with like 4 people that week, 3 that aren't Rachel, I would like to see that. I mean, it probably would be like Mickey and Lauren Morgan. I don't know, but still fun.
Mhm. And I'm not even saying that like I really want Rachel to go home because I think she makes the house interesting for sure. But I just know that her going on the block is gonna be a big thing, and that'll be fun. She'll say things
Yeah.
that'll make me mad, and I'll come on here angry again.
I think her going on the block or just her being a threat, because like this week, I think like she probably could have and maybe should have, but seeing her have to fight and campaign,
Mm-hmm.
like yes, I like the more active she is, I think the better it is for the season,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because she's gonna not hug Kelly and it's gonna cause a whole thing.
And Kelly's gonna be like, I can't think of anything I've done, so I don't know what to do. I'm gonna go to bed. And it's like, all right, Kelly.
You got anything else?
No, that's all I got.
All right. Well, for more episodes, visit us at notgameallpersonal.com. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else to podcasts. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at NGAPPod. That's at NGAPPod. I'm Nathan. This is Tony. We'll see you next week.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib.